Hey everyone, today I'm having Mohammed from LeadCart. This is the guy, you can say, founder behind LeadCart, and today we're gonna discuss like how he started LeadCart and some things that you can, have some gold value from him. And then at the end there will be some recommendations for next SaaS founders or other people they can learn from LeadCart. So first of all, Mohammed, like welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be here and I'll be happy to answer your questions and go over things with you today.
Yeah. So let's start with the first and yeah, generic question like how you started with this LeadCart.
So how did we start with LeadCart? That's a long story, but so it basically started first thing as an obsession for figuring out payments. So where I live, and specifically like generally speaking in the whole Middle East, there's I think like right now there's only one or two payment gateways, and those are like do not work everywhere. So every time I launched something, it in the last like 8 years, it failed because everything was taken care of except for the payment part.
Mhm.
And after that you go through Stripe and they have their program for non US founders, basically for people from outside the United States. And you go build that and then you figure out, okay, I need to do the integration. I need to figure out a way how to make it look nice. What's the best way to charge people money? How not to make it confusing. So it started out as me trying to do it for SaaS for myself, for my other softwares. And then it goes all the way to, okay, I just want something easy. I want something I can change without needing to go back to my programmers, basically. And so this is where it like originally started. I did use other softwares on the market for nearly a year before figuring out, oh, there is something that can be done in this area. And then we started working on LeadCart. Then the deeper you dive into this whole internet marketing thing, I think I started in 2015. Uh, and there was only one person who was talking about dropshipping on all of YouTube. And you can see how many people talk about dropshipping today. Same thing was about, if you want to sell an ebook or if you want to build a course or if you want to do a mentorship program or a coaching program, all of these things, those were not like so mainstream as much as they are today. And I like stumbled upon them just like by pure chance in 2015. And it all started with Shopify and then it went all the way to everything else basically that you need to go through in order to figure out what's going on the internet basically. And so fast forward, I started LeadCart, and I just wanted the simple premise was I want an easy way to sell people. They should feel comfortable when they are checking out, which means they need to have a really good experience. And then at the end of the day, uh, I need to be able to grow my business beyond just, you know, getting people to pay. I want to be able to either send them emails afterwards, either, get affiliates and pay my affiliates out. All these other small things that are connected to or happen after you get paid by your customer, basically.
Okay. So quite interesting here. You mentioned you are
Yeah.
you are also having one another SaaS business. Would you like to mention that?
So I did actually have quite a few, not just one before LeadCut. I did have probably, I don't know, seven or eight, and
Okay.
most of them failed. One was more difficult than the others, but the other few before they were like very very small things that I sell local before going, or just in the neighboring countries. Uh, so we're considered, I am in Palestine and Israel, so I am in Jerusalem, and we
Mhm.
sell here and here basically. And then I have easy access to Jordan, right? We have easy access to the Gulf markets, which is Dubai, Saudi Arabia, all these countries, and Egypt on the other side. So I used to do like sell things there as an agency, and then the software was the profiting part basically, because nobody sells software. Everybody just sells. They want to do Facebook ads, but then I would cut everybody out on the Facebook ad, and then overcharge on the software basically. So that was like the side of it when it first started. But then it's manual. You have to do the work. Your customer doesn't do anything. You don't need to build a full software just so you can do some work for your customer. So we've had quite a few softwares. Most of them like initially went to market, but I didn't even find success with them
Okay.
with the agency clients, so I didn't really take them mainstream afterwards. Um, with the only one that found some success but then was completely wrecked was InstaV, which was an Instagram management software.
Okay.
Uh, the core for it was a Code Canyon script. So that was like a me trying to take a shortcut basically to market, because these things were starting to get popular, but nobody really knows what they are. Uh, and I did have my own developer back at the time. We edited things, we worked on it, we changed how it looks, all these things. And then 6 months later, after starting, it started to gain momentum. We only like we started getting like around 500, 600 customers, and mostly US customers, which was very nice. Uh, we get we get two things from Instagram, which is basically a cease and desist. One for the name because it has Insta in it,
Yeah.
and two was for the automation part because we're violating their terms of service, and we kept having our IP addresses blocked and changing them, and then they get blocked again. So I couldn't really see where this business would go if I kept it. And so I decided to like completely shut it down after like 3 months after uh, uh, the legal notice from Instagram, basically.
Okay.
Uh, and then I started working on legal. I was like, you know what? I'm never gonna build anything that has to deal with Facebook or Instagram or any of their APIs. Basically, they control you whenever they start seeing not just me or anybody in their
Yeah.
space starts making money, they start putting limitations. Basically, same happened with bots. Same happened with with
Mhm.
messaging.
Yeah.
Same happened with publishing tools. Da 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 da. All these things.
True.
Uh, so yeah. So and then we moved to LeadCart. Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end you moved to LeadCart. So in LeadCart, when you launched, I think at that time you did Razorpay integration. So that's something like that kept my attention there. Okay, so they are supporting an Indian local payment gateway. So how you get that idea?
Yeah.
Users?
So the idea came from customers mainly. So everybody was asking, "Oh, we don't want to use." So just for some reference for your viewers, we have about 40 to 45% of our customers are from India.
Okay.
Um, so that's number one. Now, it wasn't the case last year. It wasn't the same thing. It was only like 10, 15%. It's people who invested early and they were like, we'll ask what we want as the software
Yeah.
builds, basically, as things go along, right? So a lot of people were asking for Razorpay.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is with Razorpay and every other payment gateway, me as a person outside of India, I cannot really even open an account there. So I can't open a Razorpay account. I can't even use it for testing, uh, let alone having a partner account, and then all of these things. And so we tried building the Razorpay integration. Every time we build it, but we're just shooting in the dark. We do have the everything based on the documentation. We follow
Mm-hmm.
up everything. We build it. It should work, but we don't know if it's going to work or not. And that lasted for nearly 6 months. And then until one of our customers said, "You know what, guys, I'll introduce you to someone inside of Razorpay." And they did send that email. And luckily, just lucky for us, Razorpay was just about to release their partner program, which means uh, because before it was just you doing an integration. So it could be you jumping and doing integration and calling
Mm-hmm.
it whatever. It could be me. It could be anybody else. But for us, there was no way to test it. For you, if you're inside of India, you would be able to test it. That's the only
Yeah.
difference, right? With the partner program, they've built something similar to the Stripe Connect program, which
Yeah.
is what we usually call these one-click integrations. So there's
Mm-hmm.
no need for any technical knowledge on the customer's side. They don't have to go and put complex webhooks. They don't have to go and do this if the payment fails. So with the one click integration, everything happens almost instantly with zero effort on the customer side. We
Yeah.
just do it once on our side, and it happens every time, basically. So we did talk to Razorbay, and we did talk to, I think, the head of global partnerships or enterprise partnerships, something like this. And these guys were like super nice. After talking to them, it took us, I don't know, 2 maybe 3 weeks to finish everything up, and we did the integration from scratch.
Wow.
We didn't do the older one, basically.
Mm.
So that was regarding Razorbay.
Yeah, so quite interesting journey to cover. And are you planning to, create another partners integration for like maybe your customers were in many other regions, so you can maybe do
So
integrations with them.
yes, so we have two things going on. So one, for India, we do have a few other payment gateways that we're working with right now. Because there are quite a few, and every one of them has its own like user segment.
Yeah,
Some of it is for the mass market, some of it is for software, some of it, and all of these things. Uh, so that's inside of India, and then outside we do have. So right now we have listed the most popular 30 payment gateways that could cover like basically 80% of the world, and we have those almost ready. I think so. Today is 7th of February, so I
yeah.
think we'll have those 30 released in April, maybe May maximum.
Mm.
Uh, and here's the interesting part: we've built it in a way where we can add a new payment gateway every 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
So
Mm.
you
A
come to
system.
me and you say, you know what? There's this new payment gateway in India. I really like it. It's gaining a lot of popularity. Please integrate it, and we'll just
Yeah.
go and finish it almost immediately. So that's what we're working on. It's not the integrations per se themselves. The integrations are not going to take a lot of time, but it's the payment module that is so flexible that it works on all the different APIs around the world, basically.
In short, you develop like system.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the hello, yeah. So the next question might
mhm,
be like, well, let's go from the next part. We are already done with first part, and we already got spent around 20 minutes in the call. So the next
yeah,
part would be what are the mistakes you did in lead cart in beginning or yeah,
yeah. Okay, okay. That's There's a lot of mistakes that we did. So the biggest mistake, I think that's like the number one, is I wanted to build a copy of my competitors, and at that time that was Samcart,
yeah,
a complete like a carbon copy from the start, and I did not really think about differentiating. I was just like, okay, these guys have, I don't know, 20, 25, 30,000 customers. That was like 3.5 years ago. Then probably I can get 1,000 paying customers. And the ambition was really small. Because if you look at it, the payment the payment the checkout platforms are basically a niche inside of a niche inside of a niche.
yeah,
you know so it's like really, really small. And for someone like Samcart, and I do respect what they have done, they actually are the ones who created this niche.
mm-hmm.
They created the whole checkout thing because it did not exist before them. And then they came Thrivecart, and then we have us, and then you have a few other small players on the market.
Mm-hmm.
So the biggest mistake I think I did was I just wanted to build a complete copy. I didn't look at, okay, let's see where Samcart and Thrivecart are messing up, and then I go build something nice
Yeah,
there. Or I want to see how big is actually the market there, and maybe I don't want to build something like Thrivecart and Samcart and just build something that's more generic, for example. Or it's the same thing, but it only focuses on SaaS companies.
yeah,
So I didn't really do my due diligence in this area. And that led us astray multiple times, basically. Uh, so that was the first thing. The second thing, I think, and I didn't do it super well, was we did rely too much and too little on customer feedback. So at the start, we only had a few customers, but the feedback was uh, a lot. And so every time someone asks for something, we go on a quest to build it basically, and we end up finding that it's an edge case that only this customer will need, uh, even though like only this customer, even if we become a company that has 100,000 customers, there's only going to be less than 1% of people who need it, and we go and build it, which is not smart. So that was like the second mistake. And then once we started having a lot of customers, we started getting less feedback, and we started, but I started seeing the better, a pattern between all the feedback that we're getting. Like now, I think by the end of 2020, so 3 years in, I started to see how we can achieve product market fit. Just
Yeah.
just to show you guys how hard it is. It's not easy. Like, so some people find it in the first, I don't know, few months. Some people find it from the get-go because they've built things before on a big scale. But it wasn't easy for us, and especially that I didn't go in with something that is very defined at the start. So it goes back. Those two mistakes are connected. I think we will like, and you can still make money even if you don't have product market fit. You can still sell. You can still have tens of customers, hundreds of customers, maybe thousands of customers. We just got to almost 3,000 customers now, and that was last year, and we still didn't have product market fit. And now I'm starting to see it. I don't want to say I've found it. I'm starting to see it, and I'm gonna test my hypothesis this year by building it basically.
Mhm.
But it's a lot of work. So those are the two biggest mistakes I would
Yeah.
I would say we've done.
So I noted them down. So first one is no USP. You do not have any kind of USP, and listen customer feedback wisely. Right?
Yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah. And
Yeah.
find product market fit as soon as possible, you
Yeah.
know.
Find product market as soon as possible. So currently, which
Yeah.
customers you are tapping in?
Currently, which customers?
Your audience persona.
Okay, so the persona we have, all right, that's another interesting question. So we did we did wanted we had I had two options by the end of 2020. One was go more niche, and remember we're the whole payment thing is a niche inside of a niche inside of a niche,
Yeah.
right? And the biggest person in the niche itself is basically ClickFunnels, if you look at it,
Yeah.
right? And because they have the funnels, and then they have the payment forms technically, right? And then you've got things like Kajabi, you've got things like all these other US based startups that we're seeing,
Mhm.
or companies, however you want to call them. So I had two options. One, to go more niche. So if you look at Pay Kickstart,
Mhm.
right? Up until last year, they were just a general payment checkout platform with affiliates, with all the whole thing that we have.
But
If you check them out now, they don't do that.
yeah.
They're targeted more towards SaaS companies. They're doing cold outreach via LinkedIn, because I pay close attention to what everybody's doing on the market.
Mhm.
Uh, and I think they're headed more towards SaaS companies and startups, and they'll go to you, and they'll come to company, uh, a
Now,
software company, and they'll
they are
say,
now kind of
you
a
know,
affiliate marketplace.
yeah, yeah, and they also have the affiliate marketplace. They'll go to a software company. They'll say, oh, we'll help you process your payments. We'll help you manage your affiliates. We'll help you manage your subscription. So
Yeah.
they're headed, I think, in the charge B direction, but they have the extra things that they have that charge
Mhm.
B doesn't have, for example, as just a payment processor,
Yeah.
or Battle or any of those companies. So that's the pivot I'm seeing for uh, Pay Kickstart, for example, and so they've gone more niche. Yet, I think that customers that customer segment that they're after is very lucrative, actually.
Mhm.
Uh, because I mean, SaaS companies, if they are well off, they don't care about paying 400, 500, $1,000 a month. It becomes nothing, you know.
Mhm.
Uh, and the other side was for it is that you go super mass. So you either go more niche and you niche down on things, or you go really mass
Yeah.
and say, okay, I want to conquer this and this and this and that market, and I want to do it this way. So where are we going? I'm going more mass. I still don't know. Like I still don't know how it's gonna work out.
Mhm.
Uh, because we wake up every day and we do our best. We plan our best. We try to figure things out. The only thing I figured we might need if we want to go like super mass is an investment round, but I'm not sure because it's just I'm just like still calibrating things inside of my head, still planning things, still figuring things out. But it's gonna it's a lot harder to go super mass,
Mhm.
but I think I saw the pattern based on the customers I have here and and in all the other countries, and the feedback all takes you in one direction basically, and hopefully that's where we'll be headed.
Yeah, yeah. So, and the next thing is, I there was a local payment gateway named InstaMojo. Maybe you know that
What's their name?
InstaMojo.
Ishtan? No, I don't know them.
Okay. So what I used to do is like I was doing some webinars for my client, paid webinars, right? So we were
Yeah.
doing it for 99 rupees. So that would be I think $1.50 for our registration.
Okay. Yeah.
So what I used to do is at that time, I just directly run ads to that InstaMojo page without any fixer retargeting, and my page was super specific for audience so that I can get the conversion. For example, once we did a productivity workshop for CTOs. You know, in Facebook you are
Yeah.
having an option called CTO.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what we did, Tony Robbins under CTO. Okay, then add copy fully directed to like I go into Quora and just look for the questions by the CTOs. Okay, enter that all panes and I am directly sending that traffic to InstaMojo. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
did
Yeah.
and we did approximately I think 100 plus registrations, right? 100 plus registrations, and you can say we are losing 20% upfront.
Wow.
I mean, upfront, okay? Then we are upselling them
Yeah.
inside the webinar and making all the profits. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that
Which
same
makes
thing,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
that same thing. What I did is like I created a page, then linked that InstaMojo, okay? You know, I know this will be a very basic, like you are not targeting there, you are retargeting there. I just retargeted those audiences who left the page, and we started making a 99 rupees purchase in approximately 85 rupees. Mean we are profiting in upfront
Yeah.
as well.
But well, I mean, if you can profit on the front end,
Yeah.
then then your business is working basically.
So what
For
basically, yeah. So in lead
Yeah,
card,
go ahead. Yeah.
yeah. So in lead card, what I saw is like lead card is same like InstaMojo. Like InstaMojo let you create pages. They are also a payment processor, by the way. So, they
Yeah.
let you
Yeah.
create.
Insta Mojo. Yes. Yes. Yes.
So they let you page created inside like them, right? So what I was thinking
Yeah.
from many days is like, what if I create that same particular page inside that InstaMojo? No, that lead card inside lead card. So that will
It-
be a very good thing because lead card you can say is a fully upfront platform. Like you can just use that one particular platform and create your entire funnel into it. You are having every element such as urgency. You know that 80% card complete, go next, upsells, everything is
yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
So that's
So that's
something.
that's what you're saying is correct. And I just want to add on top of it is besides just having the front end, because the front end is also if some people are just technical and they'd like to build their own front end, there are all the other things that happen after the customer buys. There are all the things that happen with the upsells. There's all the things that happen that are just gonna waste a lot of time when you're trying to do them on your own, and you can just have them with tick 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 and you're done. And that's the whole concept. I just want you to get up and running like this.
Yeah.
you know
Okay.
so that's like the concept for me.
Okay, got it. So, like in lead card, it's a very big benefit. Like you can create an entire funnel into a one page,
Yeah,
and
yeah, 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 yeah.
and user
Yeah,
can't back out from there. If they skipped that step, they skipped. They go into downsell. No, now you can't take that last offer.
exactly. And we're also making it also more simple. We've seen that some people don't need full funnels. So right now with the new version, we're working on a new version that's going to be released in the next few months, which has my understanding of all the feedback we've gotten from the last 6 months. And I think the concept is going to be a lot of people don't have two or three products that they sell. So not everybody needs upsells. So we started out from something that's much more simpler. And then we go out all the way into funnels. Funnels is
Okay.
like the the highest end thing if you want to for a payment checkout platform, basically for a
Mhm.
checkout platform like us, because you're actually connecting more than one product at the same time. But the simplest thing is you just want people to click, tick, and pay. That's it. That's like the most simple way of doing
And
things.
why I like LeadCart is like with Razorpay, you can do that one click upsell thing. Like
Yeah, yeah,
in,
yeah, yeah.
in India, most of the people that I see, they are building their own funnels. So what they basically do, user go there, okay, enter your name, email, do the payment. Go to upsell, again enter your name, email. So that,
No, that
but in lead card, it's
yeah,
very easy. Like they directly, if they paid by credit card or something, they will, automatically paid. Or if they used some other method that does not support auto payments, then they can do it by just clicking two more or three clicks.
yeah, and it that's the concept we're trying to normalize. Basically, is it should be super easy for your customer to buy. If you have an iPhone, right,
Hmm.
and you just double click like this, you double click here, and then it scans your face and you
Yeah.
buy. Why shouldn't everything else be this easy?
Hmm.
The buying decisions become instant instead of you having to, because I don't have my credit card on me. I actually hide them somewhere. I don't know where they are. And if I every time I want to buy something, I just need to go grab my card, figure out those numbers, even if I have it saved on my laptop, and then I have to find the CVC or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
right? Why do I need to do that? If I can make it instantaneous and immediate, then that's the point, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's jump to the third part of our interview. So in this particular, so what if there is a new SaaS founder inside our community want to do a launch? So how they can do that?
So how can they do that? So
No,
so for,
mean
for me,
some tips for you to increase the level of launch.
yeah. So well, before doing the launch, here's what I would do. I would for us the way we did it is we started building an airplane while we're just jumping from the sky. And we're like, oh, okay, we need to figure this out. Let's do this. Let's add duct tape here and let's see if it flies. For that approach is one way to do it, and a lot of people do it that way. But it's also nerve wracking. It's very stressful for you as a person and for your team. And you're gonna end up rebuilding everything somewhere along the line, whether a few months later or a few years later. You're gonna end up having to rebuild the whole thing. Okay. Once you reach the ground,
Okay.
so you can fly again, basically. But the tip for me is it starts before the launch. Is one, figure out what your customers want. Go in and don't just try to sell something for everybody, because then it's not going to work for anybody.
Okay.
So if you know your customer and you know what they want, and you have a specific use case, and going forward, if I'm ever gonna build anything again, I'm not gonna build like right now. LeadCart is a platform. It has 7 or 8 different mini softwares inside of it.
Mhm.
You know, instead, just build a feature. Focus on one thing and just build it and do it like super well. You can still build platforms, but that's a complete different game. You
Yeah.
know, uh, Shopify is a platform. It's not just an e-commerce website. It's a full platform. It has a million thing in it, you know. Uh, so I would rather build a one feature thing, get it like absolutely working 100%, get it up to point exactly to what the customers want, and then communicate that clearly. Now, if you want to really do the launch and succeed at it, if we're talking about the LTD community, you need to be very generous. You need to be very accepting of critical feedback.
Yeah.
Some of it is not going to come in a nice way, and I've seen that's like a cultural difference. So for us, like when if someone has feedback to share with you, they'd be very nice when they share it. I've seen in some other cultures, people are very blunt, and it really depends on how thick your skin is, basically. Um, some people take it personal, so don't take things personal.
Yeah.
We see it every day. I know it's like very in counterintuitive to, it's just it's normal advice, but we see everyday founders taking things personal, and then getting angry, and then basically fighting with a potential customer, and then leading away a whole bunch of other potential customers.
Yeah.
So don't take things personal. Have a thick skin. Uh, get as much feedback as you can until you start to see the picture.
Mhm.
So if you just get feedback and you don't start building patterns in the feedback, you're gonna be just as lost as not having feedback at all. Uh, so I think that's the concept. Communicate, communicate, communicate. That's another thing.
Yeah.
uh we all fall under the radar every now and then.
Yeah.
I personally do too. Sometimes I go like, okay, I'll just get people excited and motivated, and then I know we have another 3 months of work, and I don't want to get people excited today. But instead of telling them, I want you to be with us, but I don't want you excited today, I don't communicate at all. And then you drop the ball, and then people think, you know, you ran away or something. So all these things happen. Uh, I think most of it is just common business sense, honestly. There's really nothing special, but you know.
Yeah. Got it. So I had
Uh,
actually I
so
had one
you
more
froze
question.
for a second. I thought there was. Yeah,
Mhm.
go ahead, man.
Actually, by the way, I had one more question in your conversation. I forgot about the question. It's gone away.
Okay, what was the question? Maybe I can even answer it in a more organized way.
So I don't know. Question was related to some affiliate integration something. Yeah, got it. So I faced one difficulty there in affiliate platform. So what exactly
Yeah,
it is like, if you go into the mainstream lead card, my currency is currently INR.
yeah.
But if you go into affiliate platforms, my affiliates are able to see that in USD.
Okay.
Means
Uh,
they need only a change of symbol. Like if I give them, okay, you earned 1,000 rupees, so there will be written $1,000. One symbol change is there only.
okay. So I think I might know the reason for this is I think I'm not sure, or it could be a bug. You can like see it after the call, but I think what might be there is you need to change the brand currency itself. Not because yes, the funnel
Okay.
itself is in Indian rupees, but you might need to change the whole brand currency, and that's gonna transfer into the affiliate center because it follows that brand. But it could also be a bug, so we can see how we can fix it. That's absolutely fine.
Actually, I tried a lot. I am able to fix. So I said, like, why not to mention over here? So,
Yeah.
y- and so that's all, guys, for this particular interview with Mohammed from LeadCart. So thank you so much for being here again. So by the way,
Yep.
I got one more question. So what is your favorite LeadCart use case?
My favorite lead cut use case is, and I've built like a lot of pages. I think the easiest thing, the best use case is whatever you're selling,
Hmm.
just put a checkout box inside from lead cart there. Don't build crazy things, you know? Just ask the customer for their name, email, and payment info. They'll pay if they want your product. That's it, you know?
Yeah. So that's all with this particular interview. So thank you so much again for being here. So let's
Yeah.
end this quickly up. So thank you so much, guys. By the way, I think your lifetime deal is currently going on or not? It's ended, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything's good. Yeah.
Okay. So your deal is ended.
The deal, yes, the deal has ended. However, we will reveal something in the coming months as to what's gonna be the business because I'm changing the business model as well.
Mhm.
Uh, it's not gonna be a subscription and it's not gonna be an LTD. So we're changing the business model in the next few
Pay as
months.
you go.
No, don't try to guess. You will not guess.
Okay.
You'll
Yeah.
see it when you see it. Okay.
Okay. So that's all, guys. So by the way, if you have
Yeah.
any questions regarding lead card, you can comment below. I will answer them all, or maybe I will ask
Yeah.
Muhammad in between, like what is the answer of this particular question. So thank you so much, guys, for watching till the end, and you will see me interviewing another SaaS founder from away. Thank you so much for watching.